Hello, this is Rafe. We're working on Martha Lewis, and if you think the circumstances look a little strange, we've got our head stuck up in a big hole in the bottom. In the process of replanking this week, we found a couple more spots of rot in the longitudinals that were hiding. It also gave us the opportunity to eliminate some other repairs. So by making two nice ones, as we're going to show you here in a minute, we were able to actually get some strength. We came up with some really nice Douglas fir. We laminated it. They're all treated now with lead and tar, and they've been slid in and fastened. Brady, can you pan over in this direction? We've joined two pieces. This is the longitudinal. We've joined two pieces here by cutting this feathering scarf, which goes from nothing back to the full thickness of the timber, and we've done it with both pieces so that they fade together. That's F-A-Y, and then on those fading surfaces they have been glued, and then right below it you can see here I have a nice tar line as well. So we have tar there that will occlude the water. So we've actually put a tremendous amount of strength back into the boat itself. It's one of those jobs. We were able to get these in. It took a day a piece for us to get these in. But that's what shipwrighting is all about, and we take ownership of these boats. We don't really own these boats, do we? We assume stewardship, which means that you go above and beyond. And that brings me to the next business of the day, is I need to have some volunteers show up. I'm going to give you my phone number, 443-417-5861. You may call me anytime. And I need some help. We need some help, some people to come in and run some vacuum cleaners while we're doing our woodworking thing. And there's an awful lot of sawdust and trash inside of the ship that actually attracts rot. Cleanliness is next to Marthaliness as far as I'm concerned. Forgive me if I coin some terms, but we really need some help. I would love to have some volunteers show up. We have painting to do. While Buddy and I are here doing the work, it would be great that we could share some of our experience with you, and we could get Martha a little further along in the process. If you have a sander and you have the will, please come visit me, call me. I will avail myself on Saturday, and I will provide entertainment as well as some guidance. This is a good example of a scarf. I would call this a feather scarf simply because it tapers right to the very end to a fine point. But you can see the two different timbers that I have here. One is a piece of oak, and then the other is another piece of oak, but it's part of the original boat. The rot must have occurred somewhere in here, so you can see that we substituted this piece, and there's another example of a feathered scarf. At that point, it's red-leaded, tarred, and then we put fasteners through it. The challenge is putting the fasteners in it because the ship winds, takes tight bends inside, and then of course trying to get our drill and rig in there to get the drills in is sometimes a bit of a challenge. I wanted to show you something else that we've been doing inside of the cabin. One of the most important things with a wooden boat, of course, is going to be rot. And we need, in all cases, to take care of, keep everything cleaned up, nice and neat. I mean, as clean as a hospital. And so in part of our job, as we go through here, we've been vacuuming and pulling all of the dust and the garbage out of the boat in an effort to try to reassess any damage that may or may not have happened. Yes, and here down here you can see the other end of our new timber. So I spent a lot of time yesterday getting rid of the rot, and then I've treated it with wood life actually, and you can smell it. It smells a little bit like pine tar, but it's so extremely important in all wooden boats to make sure that it is always neat and clean. We also found that there's a dead air space hidden back here underneath the stove, and of course everybody tends to get kind of heavily used, but back underneath in here we found some mildew, and as soon as I opened the cabinet out, you can feel the air gush through here. But this was a spot where I started to have some mildew happen, so we immediately treated it with some friendly chemicals, some borates, and in an effort to try to stop that right now. There is no substitution for two principles that these wooden boats need to adhere to, and it has plenty of fresh air. But in the same token, the hatches don't want to be open to the point where sweet water or rainwater invades the boat. Sweet water or fresh water will come in and immediately start the rotting action. So you'll see that we're going to be addressing that. A good case in point, can you pan over here, Brady, is we have a very small leak in the corner of the window, but you can see the water now has drizzled down through here, and that would be sweet water again. So, and it started to rot. Now, I did a little search and destroy yesterday, and it looks to me like the cabin may not be in as bad a shape as it looks, just this is particularly ugly.